Hello everyone, this is Kim Soo-kyung from Team 1 and our topic is selecting traffic congestion area and suggesting a new route for a squirrel bus. This is our content. Most of the people might have experienced a very crowded bus during rush hour. According to the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport, average commuting time through public transportation in the Seoul is about 1 hour and 27 minutes. And low sitting rate on the bus and high addition rate results in the deterioration of the quality of life for modern people. This is the data from Seoul Information Communication Plaza and its 2020 Seoul City Bus Satisfaction Survey. And there are 3 grades for the people inside the bus. First is comfy, less than 16 people inside the bus, and there are available seats inside. Between 16 to 40 people is defined as general, and there are no seats available. More than 40 people is defined as crowded, and adherence between passengers exists. Our research purpose is since that there are no seats available during rush hour and addition between passengers, by using bus congestion analysis and new route for a squirrel bus by using QGIS tool, we can make seats available and give personal space during rush hour. What about the existing routes using? There are high congestion in certain sections of existing routes of commuting, and just by increasing the number of services is worried of that there are waste of transportation power and also the concerns about too much spare space being made in non-crowded sections. So we thought of squirrel bus, which would be good at preventing waste of transportation power and also solve congestion. Then what is squirrel bus? Squirrel bus is a bus that repeats short distance sections during rush hour as squirrel spins around to relieve congestion in the bus. It has been awarded the Best Policy Award for Sustainable Transportation City Evaluation in 2018 by Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport. It is recognized to be effective for in-vehicle congestion mitigation. This is the current service status for squirrel bus. There are 8 routes in total, and the number of services is 11.4 times and 9.3 minute of service interval, and service distance of 9.76 kilometer. 95.8% of citizens using the service agreed to establishing a new route. These are the data that we used. We used the Seoul shapefile from Geospatial Information Engineering Lab, and from Seoul Information Communication Plaza, we used the information on the number of people getting on and off the bus by bus line, station, and time in Seoul, and locational information of bus stop and road section in Seoul. And we used the floating population and business information by ear, and lastly, the current status of bus routes in Seoul. Now it's about the method of selecting targeted group. We used QGIS and we joined the floating population data to Seoul shapefile and visualized the data using graduated natural break. And through this process, Seoul Chunggu was selected. Before calculating the bus station congestion of targeted group, there are some assumptions. First assumption is we can define congestion as the sum of 7 to 9 a.m. and 5 to 7 p.m. passengers, which is the passengers during rush hour, multiplied by bus interval by bus line. The second assumption is we would define a bus station to be crowded when the congestion of the station is bigger than 250,000. This is the chart of sum of 7 to 9 a.m. and to 5 to 7 p.m. passengers. The average bus interval by bus line would be defined as mean of minimum and a maximum bus interval. Using QGIS, we extracted the bus stations that are inside Chunggu from the total Seoul bus stations, and extraction was made by bus stations inside Chunggu through CLIP. We joined the calculated station congestion data to Chunggo stations and visualized the data using graduated natural break. And selecting stations over congestion 250,000 using full calculator, and we selected 18 stations. Suggesting a new route for Squirrel Bus would be by modifying Seoul road data to Chunggo road data using clip. And the suggested new route operating stations would be shown on the adjacent left. Proposing new route using new shapefile line, and the selected stations are Gwanghwamun, City Hall, Sungyemun, Seoul Station Bus Transfer Center, and length of the route is 1,760.33 meter, and service interval is 10 minutes. Now this is expected effects. First is that frequency of bus information guidance device showing crowded was reduced by 39.5%, and the results of the Citizens of You survey is shown below. Second is increase of transportation distributions rate. 6.2% of citizens using the service did not take the bus before, and average number of users surged to 264%. Average number of people of existing congestion sections was reduced by 110 to 180. And on the other hand, the average number of people of overall section increased by 16.5%. And the increase of the overall number of bus passengers due to reducing the number of passengers on the existing congestion sections means that the Squirrel Bus actually helped many people to use the bus. On the other hand, there are some limitations in our research. First is congestion section analysis part. Our analysis was made only by bus passengers, so there are some necessary needs to consider the number of users of other means of transportation such as subway, private cars, and commuting by walking. The second is number of bus lines. Number of routes passing through the station was not considered, so there are needs of analysis method that focuses on the number of routes. These are the source of data that we used during research. Thank you for listening.